What's going on? I'm gonna be honest, it is 12:52 when I'm recording this on Christmas Day, so Merry Christmas. I'm gonna be uploading this later today. Legit just saw that Fat Electrician had uploaded to his Fat Files channel. I was like, yeah, let's check him out. Videos always do well, and I always really enjoy it. And it's Burger King versus McDonald's, the patty rivalry. I know it's petty as hell, but either way, let's jump into it.
All right, I'm just going to be honest with you. All of the research for this video started because of a meme, and honestly, it could not have went any better.
That's the best kind of research.
Burger King. Okay, look, I have been sent this meme like 10,000 times in the last month. I'm not sure why. It must.
It's an amazing fucking meme.
Basically, the United States military has a Burger King that they can deploy anywhere on the planet in like 24 hours. So this
damn right, got to feed our fucking troops.
Reasons. I mean, nothing says you're outclassed like watching a foreign military drive a Burger King out the back of a cargo plane. Bearing that in mind, I thought to myself, surely this is an incredible.
And to think, Russia can't keep their own fucking troops fed. Toss a couple rations at them and they'll fucking swap sides. The US, nah, bitch. We'll move an entire fucking Burger King and shopping mall into your fucking country when we invade.
Incredible business that I should look into because they probably have a really impressive business model, and I was partially correct because it was definitely worth looking into. There is not an impressive business model behind this company, okay? Not only is there not an impressive business model, there's not even really a business model, okay? As far as I can tell, Burger King was literally founded to troll McDonald's, and that has pretty much been their only mandate ever since. But first, a word from our sponsor.
I mean, I could have fucking told you that Burger King really doesn't have a fucking whole business model. I mean, look at what they're fucking making. Their Cheeto, what was it? It was like Cheeto chicken or whatever, where they had Cheetos as like the main ingredient. Like they're all over the fucking place with their shit. But the one thing they do really well at is trolling McDonald's, which I'm all for.
Sponsor.
Their croissants are also really good.
Yeah, delete me.
You were hired for one ad only. You're done.
There can only be one.
Do something.
You're on your own. His boobs are bigger and he just made a Star Wars Highlander reference. Anyways, delete me. Biggest sponsor of the channel. You guys know the deal by now. You give them money. They make sure the data brokers on the internet are not selling your personal information. These data brokers are legally
There's his code if y'all wanted to use it.
If you ask them to the right way. Unfortunately, each data broker has a different right way. And Delete Me knows all of them. Not only do they go and they get all that information taken down, they continue to monitor all these data brokers in case they get your information again, and then they tell them to quit selling it again. Buh, you can actually do all that yourself. Buh. I mean, yeah, you could. You could also wire your own house and grow your own food, but at some point it becomes more cost and time effective to just let the professionals do their job. And plus,
we've heard this all before.
To begin with. I mean, here's the results they got from me. They reviewed over 18,000 listings from over 180 different data brokers and gotten over 3,000 listings removed almost every single month. And to be honest, I have absolutely no idea how long that would have taken me to do it if I decided to do it myself, but I'm 100% sure I would rather just pay Delete Me like $6 a month to do it for me. So if you're like me and you wanted to give Delete Me a try, I'm gonna have a link and a discount code down below. Let's get back to the video. All right, our story begins in 1954 when the founders of Burger King, Keith Kramer and Matthew Burns, went out to San Bernardino, California, and ate at the very first McDonald's, and they're like, holy shit, what a brilliant business model. They're selling cheap hamburgers through a drive-thru, just maximizing profits. It'd be a really good idea if we stole this exact business model and then took it over to the
let's do it too,
and started it in Jacksonville, Florida. They got a
makes sense.
Known as the Insta Broiler that they thought was going to be a faster and more efficient way to cook hamburgers, and opened
let's put it on the other side of the country and try to make our own fucking thing.
McDonald's, it was very successful right out of the gate. They rapidly started opening up new franchises all over the country. Now, the way they did franchises in the beginning was, well, it was kind of fucking stupid, to be honest with you. The way they did it was they would basically sell the rights to a district or a region of the United States to a franchisee, and that franchisee could then put up as many Burger Kings in that area as they wanted, and there was really no rules whatsoever. And what this meant
doesn't seem very smart.
Restaurant, and it said Burger King on the outside, but if you went to a different district,
but it wasn't actually the real Burger King.
You were going to a different Burger King but it was basically a completely different restaurant. The only similarity was that they both sold hamburgers, which kind of makes sense from this like eye in the sky point of view, but from a consumer standpoint, it was very confusing. And this goes on for over a decade. They continue to open up franchises all over the United States.
Yeah, I can see why it'd be confusing.
Bought and sold out on like 3 separate occasions during that initial 10 years. And then in 1967, all 274 Burger King franchises get bought out by Pillsbury for $18 million.
Sir.
Not a small chunk of change.
I promise.
And the man from Pillsbury that gets put in charge of Burger King is an executive by the name of Norman Brinker. 2 things he does right out of the gate. He standardizes Burger King across the board. We're not going to have any more of this like, you know, you have this experience in this district and this experience in that district. No, we're going to standardize it. All Burger Kings are going to be relatively the same. That way, when somebody's going from a different location to a different location, they can expect to find the same menu items and have relatively the same
Oh my God,
experience.
I just realized in his ad that he did, that lightsaber that he had is now a tax write-off for him. I just realized that. If he didn't buy that already, that's fucking funny.
Second thing he does, he kicks off the long-standing Burger King tradition, and quite honestly, as far as I can tell, the only business model they've ever had of shit-talking McDonald's, because he launches a major ad campaign basically saying that Burger King is better than McDonald's because Burger King has bigger burgers. So naturally, McDonald's, being a good sport about it, launched a retaliatory ad campaign. No, I'm just
That's
kidding.
fucking
They actually
funny.
kicked off their long-standing tradition of having frivolous lawsuits against rivals. They tried to sue Burger King and lost, which is honestly a pretty
Oh my
incredible lack
God.
of a sense of humor on McDonald's part, considering that their mascot is a clown. So Burger King continues to smack talk McDonald's. McDonald's continues to cry about it. The next big thing that Burger King does is they start landing licensing agreements with big companies like Lucasfilms and Disney. And for my inner child, this is my favorite part, because
pretty
this is an
fucking big.
objective fact that Burger King had the best Happy Meal toys my entire childhood, okay? They start having Happy Meal toys of all the upcoming Disney movies. They start having memorabilia for the Star Wars movies. They had literally the best Happy Meal toy of all time, the golden Pokemon card, okay? I remember when I was like 7, 8 years old, opening up that Pokeball case and thinking that I was immediately a millionaire like fucking Scrooge McDuck. It was the best toy ever as a child.
That sounds really fucking cool. That sounds really fucking cool. The thing is, with me, when it came to McDonald's toys, or just like deals, the only thing I really remember about any other like deals was around the time when I want to say Shrek the Third came out. We had like 6. I think my parents bought like 6 or 8, somewhere around that number, of the Shrek the Third cups, where it had the logo, all the characters and shit. I remember those. So I remember filling them up with milk because they were super wide and they were like the best fucking cup to dunk cookies and shit into. Like, they were by far like the best you could get. That's all I really fucking remember about them.
This is brilliant marketing on Burger King's part, because let me tell you, as a child, I viewed going to Burger King as an investment opportunity, okay? I was trying to convince my parents to go to Burger King breakfast, lunch, and dinner so I could get more gold and become rich. By the 1980s, Burger King is absolutely losing to McDonald's on the business front, so they have the horrible idea of like, hey, you know what would help if we added a bunch of random shit to the menu to give people more options? Okay, this is a horrible idea.
Of course. And they haven't stopped doing that.
Adding more options is almost never a good thing on the business front, especially in the restaurant industry.
It's a hamburger made out of meat on a bun with nothing. Add ketchup if you want. I couldn't care less.
I will say, I think what's funny, Parks and Rec, I love that show. I think Parks and Rec was like the first like sitcom type shit that I actually watched. Unless, what was that other? Raising Hope or something like that may have been the first one, but like the first like popular mainstream one I think I actually sat down and binged was Parks and Rec.
I mean, look at Chick-fil-A. I did a whole video on that previously. It is pound for pound easily the most effective and profitable fast food chain.
Yep, I think I watched it.
Right now. They've got 1/7 as many locations as McDonald's. They're only open 6 days out of the week as opposed to 7, and each Chick-fil-A outperforms a McDonald's by a factor of like 20. And look at what they're doing. They're selling
it's a bit
chicken
more
sandwiches.
expensive,
That's it.
and
They've
it's
got one
it's
fucking
definitely
menu
better.
item, and they're wrecking house. Okay, KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. Overcomplicating shit almost never works. I mean, look at German engineering. Oh my God, everything they work work on is an engineering marvel. It's so complex, nobody else could possibly keep up. Keep up at what? Losing fucking world wars? Ask any mechanic on the planet if they want to work on a BMW. They're gonna say fuck no, because it's an overcomplicated piece of shit. But that's what Burger King does.
It's an overcomplicated piece of shit that you need a certification to even begin working on. There's a reason why if you have those kinds of cars, you have to go to a fucking either dealership or repair shop that is certified to work on them because they're so complicated. My mom owns a fucking Volkswagen. She has to take it to the fucking dealership to get anything worked on it because it's so fucking complicated.
Desperately trying to keep up with McDonald's. Over the course of the next decade, it drives the franchise straight into the ground, and by 1989, they have to end up selling to some big European conglomerate, Grand Metro, for $5.7 billion. Oh wait, I almost forgot literally the worst and scariest part of this entire video. In addition to adding a bunch of different items to the menu, one of the items that they added was a bigger version of the Whopper, because McDonald's around this point in time came out with the Quarter Pounder, so Burger King wanted to one-up them, so they came up with the Third Pounder, okay? Not a horrible idea. Bigger is better. Great marketing ploy.
Yeah, if I'm correct in this actually ended up failing because Americans thought that the Quarter Pounder was bigger than the Third. If I remember correctly. I want to say that's what it was.
Okay, what they underestimated was how fucking stupid people are. Okay, the 1/3 pounder was a complete flop and nobody could figure out why for the life of them. It was basically the same price as a Quarter Pounder. Literally more hamburger for the same
I'm willing to
amount of
bet that's
money.
what it is.
So
I'm
they
pretty
did a
sure I
bunch of
remember
market
reading this
research,
somewhere.
And what the market research found out was the average person at a glance thought that the Quarter Pounder was the better deal because 4 is a bigger number than 3.
I don't believe you.
Okay, do you understand how
Yep, I
fucking
was right.
stupid that is? That's like
That is what I
calling up a
remember.
pizza place and being like, hey, can you do me a solid? I want to order a large pepperoni pizza, but instead, can you cut it into 12 pieces instead of 10? Because I'm really hungry right now. I swear, every time I think about this, I have an existential crisis, okay? Like,
I honestly don't understand how
I'm
people
not
are
saying
that fucking stupid.
I don't like democracy necessarily, but every time I hear shit like this, and I know that these people's vote count for as much as my vote does,
Kind of makes you angry. Yeah, I understand why.
And this is where we get to the Burger King that we really know today, because Grand Metro has a two-pronged approach on how to turn this company around. Prong 1, they're going to expand globally, have Burger Kings all over the world. That part works out really well. The second prong, they're going to double down on
I keep yawning.
what has worked for Burger King, primarily continuing to get licensing deals for awesome kids meal toys and shit-talking McDonald's. So we're just going to go ahead and go right down the list of their greatest McDonald's trolls of all time. There's their unofficial slogan, why eat with a clown when you could dine with a king? There's that time that they had a Burger King dress up as a McDonald's for Halloween. Then there's probably,
I don't know. I think the better slogan would have been, why dine with a clown when you can feast with a crown? Or no, feast with a king or dine with a king makes more sense, I guess. But I feel like the crown should have been a heavier influence on that slogan.
one of the best ads I think I've seen in my entire life.
I do like
There's
the
multiple videos
dressed up
and
as a fucking
accounts on the
McDonald's. I think
internet
that's
of
funny.
People that have had a McDonald's hamburger for like 20, 25 years, and the thing hasn't aged. It doesn't mold. It doesn't deteriorate. It looks very similar.
Yeah, I've
to
heard
the
of this
day
stuff
that it was
before.
bought. So Burger King, obviously taking a shot at McDonald's with this, made an ad where they showed a Whopper getting moldy and decaying over the course of 34 days. Literally just saying the quiet part out loud. Like, is our food good? No, not really, but at least bacteria is willing to eat it, unlike McDonald's. Okay, that's an incredible ad.
That is a really good
Literally
ad.
Proving in like 30 seconds flat that they are healthier than the competition is brilliant. But just for the record, I am absolutely not saying that Burger King is healthy for you, okay? The Bacon King
no.
has like 2,100 calories just in the sandwich, okay? I ate one like 3 weeks ago. It felt like my cardiovascular system got
That does
shifted
look pretty
into
good, though.
low for like 3 hours. But it did taste better than a Big Mac, so there is that. Which brings me to my next
Big
point.
Macs
Their
are trash.
burgers
I don't care who you
substantially
are.
Bigger than McDonald's, and they like to prove that in the funniest ways possible, one of which is with one of the most iconic ads of all time, the Tiny Hands ad.
Have a BK double cheeseburger with us.
Nah, I'm gonna hit McDonald's at halftime.
Are you kidding?
I have these tiny hands, and that BK double cheeseburger is so big, it's gonna make them look even tinier.
Then there was that time when the new It movie premiered in Germany. They effectively turned the entire It film into one major advertisement for Burger King. And while those ads are funny,
That's
and memorable,
fucking-
at the end of
that's
the day, it's just clever
hilarious.
marketing. It's not actually trolling the enemy, which they also excel at. So you know how Burger Kings are always like right next to or across the street from a McDonald's? Well, somebody at Burger King got the brilliant idea. They're like, hey, we've got this mobile app. What if we came up with a way to make it so people were incentivized to go to McDonald's to order food from Burger King? They created what they called the Whopper detour, and basically what they did is they used the GPS tracking inside of the Burger King app, and if you were inside of a McDonald's location while you were ordering on your phone from Burger King, they would only charge you $1 for a Whopper, effectively driving
Dude,
more
that's
business
fucking
over Burger King
hilarious.
selling cheaper hamburgers, but also giving the illusion that people were walking into McDonald's, standing there for a few minutes, and then leaving empty-handed. And
Dude, that's fucking
dissatisfied before
hilarious.
walking next
I wish
door
I had
to
known
Burger
about this.
King.
I totally
And my
would have
personal
fucking done
favorite
it.
troll actually happened this year in 2024. What happened was, over in Ireland, there's a small chain of like 100 restaurants called Supermax. And McDonald's has effectively been trying to sue this company because apparently Supermax is infringing upon their trademark of the Big Mac, and they've been taking them to court for a couple of years.
go
And they
fuck
recently
yourself.
just lost in court, effectively losing their trademark.
Yeah,
for
because
the
that
Big Mac term,
I remember
and
this.
all of
I remember this. Then Burger King's over in Europe and shit started putting Big Macs on their fucking thing, which is a modified version of the Whopper, I want to say, just to fuck with them.
the European Union. So Burger King immediately quit selling Whoppers and is now selling not Big Macs at every BK in Europe. And McDonald's,
Yeah,
can't
I
do a
remember
single
that.
thing
It's so
about it
fucking
because they lost
hilarious.
the trademark to the term Big Mac, and it's absolutely beautiful. And while the
That is
savagery
fucking
was pretty
beautiful. That's how you fuck with a
pointed at
competitor.
McDonald's in particular for a long time, it's kind of leaked out and now anybody can get it. Ever since Burger King got Twitter, they're just clapping back at everybody online. In 2018, Kanye tweeted that McDonald's was his favorite restaurant, to which BK reposted and just said, "That explains a lot," which is a tweet that is just aged like fine wine. In
Oh yeah, that
2021,
age
on
is so
International
great.
Women's Day, Burger King tweeted, "Women belong in the kitchen." Now, to their credit, the first comment made immediately after that tweet and pinned by Burger King was explaining how women only account for 20% of chefs and they wanted to get more women involved in the culinary industry. However, people
No,
aren't clicking into the comment section and
first
reading
one
the
is
comments
fucking
once they read
hilarious.
that. They're just clicking and immediately getting pissed off and typing something furiously. So once again,
No.
Burger King,
Burger
gave the
King,
average
that-
person
that's a
too
fucking
much
Chad
credit
move.
on
That's
their
based. I
intelligence,
love
and
that.
nobody actually read the secondary part where they like had a heartfelt message of trying to, you know, get women into the workforce. No,
No, that's
people were
fucking
just
hilarious.
Immediately pissed. And then who could forget?
No, bro,
December 9th,
I love that.
2024, right after the man that assassinated the healthcare CEO was captured after being identified by a McDonald's worker, Burger King allegedly tweeted, "We don't snitch."
This motherfucker don't miss.
Now, in Burger
Hey,
King's
yo.
defense, that's not a real tweet, and they didn't actually tweet that. That was fabricated and then spread all
No,
over
but
the
that's-
internet
no,
after
but
the
that's
fact.
fucking
However,
hilarious
The
that-
fact that a lot of people had to go online and verify that that was a fake tweet speaks volumes. Which brings us to the
No,
Burger
I
King
feel like
scandals,
Burger
because
King
let's
would
face it,
actually
you
say
can't
that.
troll this hard and be this savage on the internet, not go a little bit too far every once in a while, and they've done it. In 2009, they had the Whopper Sacrifice campaign, and you could literally download an app on your phone that would integrate with Facebook, and you could pick 10 people to delete off your friends list. And if you did it, it would send a message to that friend that you unfriended, and it would be like, you just got sacrificed for a Whopper, and then after you did that 10 times, you would get a coupon for a free Whopper. Apparently, a bunch of people got really mad about this. Personally, I think
Why?
that's absolutely hilarious. If you're
No,
gonna
that
get
is
mad at me
fucking
because I
hilarious.
unfriended you on Facebook,
Nah,
to get a
bro,
free
fuck
Whopper
off.
and you're not understanding. Honestly, I don't know why we're friends.
If you
to
really
begin
care
with in the
about
first
that, I'll
place.
add
Then
you back.
When I did have Facebook, I would unfriend the best man in my wedding every year on his birthday and then re-add him the next day for no other reason that it was funny, okay? If you incentivize me with free Whoppers, I'd do it every day. And guess what?
Fuck
He
yeah.
would laugh every single day because that shit's funny. But this pales in
That
comparison
shit is
to the
funny.
biggest scandal ever. In 2018, it was the Russian Soccer World Cup, and a Burger King franchise in Russia advertised and offered up $47,000 in cash and a lifetime supply of free Whoppers to any woman that would get impregnated by a World Cup soccer player. This was
Hey,
to, and
yo.
I quote, "get the best football genes and lay down the success of the Russian national football team."
Yo,
now, on
what
one
the
hand,
fuck?
is that funny? My lawyer told me that I have to say no. On the other hand,
It's kind of funny.
could you imagine some Russian woman getting knocked up by a football player and immediately calling JG Wentworth?
It's my money and I need it now.
And the craziest part about all of this is that
Fuck.
people weren't actually mad that Burger King was essentially incentivizing women to become gold diggers for Whoppers. No, the public outcry was essentially saying that this promotion excluded women that weren't capable of bearing children. No, I'm just fucking with you. But the fact that I had you going for that long speaks
No,
volumes
I
of the world
completely
that we
would
live
have
in today.
fucking,
So,
I would have
in
fucking
conclusion,
believed
that is
it.
Burger King in a nutshell. They were basically founded to troll McDonald's, and now they just fuck with everybody for fun and sell hamburgers on the side. Is it a good business model? One that I would recommend that you pursue? Probably not, but also, I'm here for it. Thank you for watching. Best
Oh, I'm
wishes
always
the
here
channel.
for that
Go buy
kind of
some merch
shit.
over at thefatelectrician.com. Quack bang out.
I'm always here for that kind of shit.
You guys got to quit sending me memes. I don't think I'm mature enough to handle the internet.
Bro, I follow you on Twitter. Yeah, you are. By the way, if you don't, definitely follow him on Twitter. His fucking Twitter's hilarious. Well, that was Fat Electrician, Burger King versus McDonald's, the patty rivalry. Honestly, I'm all for it. I don't really eat at either of them, but I'm more likely to go to Burger King than McDonald's just because I'm not really the biggest fan of McDonald's. Either way, leave a like if you enjoyed, comment down below if you did or didn't. I don't particularly care. Just actually be constructive about your criticism. Don't just be like, oh, you... Like, I got one comment that I removed that's like, oh, you spent all this money on a model and rigging for nothing. And it's like, well, really didn't. This is a pre-made model. I spent like $20 on it, so it ain't horrible. I love this model, actually. But, you know, actually be constructive with the criticism. Don't be a fucking dick about shit. That's fucking stupid. Subscribe if you want to continue seeing me. Till next time, take care of yourselves. And also, have a Merry Christmas. See ya.
I heard there was a Sigma chord that kittens played for mods of Discord, but you don't really care for goodness.